Hello, welcome to my diary. I'm Tatami, and here we talk about whatever I want to. Today, we're going to discuss the fact that Trump really could have made me eat all my words, and I would have eagerly done so. And I don't quite understand why he didn't look at what any other country was doing and be like, America's gonna do it biglier. We do it the bestest. We do it the to the top, the cream of the crop, because USA, USA. Y'all, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is people who chant USA. Like, y'all, like, especially if it's on public transportation, I'm just like, oh my God. But I live in California where people use public transportation to go to Giants games, A's games, back in the day, Raiders games. It just kind of is what it is. People will shout USA. But I thought that Trump was one of those USA type people for a little while. So it's just sad to witness him not give a fuck and just kind of ruin his reputation, America's reputation, not only his reputation as president, but like his reputation as like a celebrity TV personality. He's ruined the reputation of America to the point where I'm like, can this even be fixed? And I just don't understand the point of why, unless he's really gotten a lucrative deal with someone who this benefits. For example, he's gotten a deal for one of his hotel resort golf, things, whatever it is he does. Maybe he's gotten a deal with one of America's technical enemies, which he doesn't really seem to care about. He doesn't seem to care about anything, any crimes any country or their leader has committed prior to him being president or even during him being president. He doesn't really seem to want to even know what the prior rules and agreements and, things we signed, contracts were for the last half a century to a century. He just doesn't even want to know. So I'm forced to assume some of those people may have offered him something that he doesn't really want to refuse, especially when he gets out of presidency. He realizes, he's not about to go on TV and be a TV celeb again. No one's ever going to accept that from him again, especially with 136,000, I think, Americans at this point who have lost somebody. It's just very unlikely that he'll be able to regain his status. So I just, I'm boggled. I'm like, you really could have just made us all eat our words, and you could have gone down as one of the best presidents. Literally, it's not that hard. Pretty much all of our presidents have been trash. They've been racist. Some have been slave owners. Many have been sexist. Most have been classist. A lot of them have fallen for the okie doke of the elite class. So really, honestly, if Trump had just been like, I'm going to give the bigliest stimulus to everybody. Kafif. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he had just been like, everybody, whatever people in Canada are getting, Americans are getting more because we're the shit. Y'all, he would have secured the presidential election. And he still could. He still could. Like, y'all, I'm like just babbling out loud, but I feel like he could pick an issue, a real issue, some kind of class issue, healthcare issue. I wouldn't trust him with an immigrant or race issue to do the right thing, but, food, housing, that sort of thing that's going on, rent, he could pick a number of issues, just one of a number of issues that have been exacerbated and really highlighted through COVID, and just fix it. and ride on that until he was president and likely win, because Americans do not like to switch president when like shit goes to hell. When we're in a war, when we're uncertain, we like to kind of stick with the same president. And he could really bank on that. I'm just really confused. Who are his advisors? Or like, is he really that hard to advise that like you can give him solid advice? Like, just work on like helping civil rights. Just work on making sure every American gets fed or gets housed. Just work on making sure every American's health care is covered during the next year of COVID. You know what I'm saying? He could just like focus on something super simple, super specific, and shut most of his haters up, including me. Including me. If he would just solve a lot of this shit, I wouldn't vote for him. I'm not saying that. But I would give him credit where credit is due, that he handled something. But the thing is he didn't handle it. He is deliberately letting it get out of control, deliberately letting the bodies get sick, people being put at risk, mostly poor people. We used to call them minimum wage. Now the rhetoric, the lingo is changing to essential workers. Yet nobody's being offered extra money to be an essential worker. Nobody's being offered extra money to risk their lives in office. It's very bizarre, especially teachers. It's very mind-boggling to me that he wants teachers to go back, but he doesn't want to pay them extra. But that's a topic for another video. My point is, mostly for this one, is just how he really could have shut me up. He really could have shut all of us up and gone above and beyond. And through going above and beyond, showed something. You know what I'm saying? Proved something about the American spirit and psyche, and also, in a weird way, drained the swamp. Not drained it. He literally could have funded both the swamp and the American public. He chose not to. He chose to let us be hungry, to let us worry about bills, to let us worry about eviction and all these other things. And that's sadly the reality that we're in. But it's been on my mind lately. Why? Why wouldn't he just take the easy way and do what another country did, but better, but more, but biglier? I don't know. Maybe you know. It's got to just be that he's getting money out of it, or that, you know, they're trying to kind of cull the poor class, the impoverished class. Yeah, like I said, I'm not quite sure which it is. Maybe you can tell me what you think it is. I'd love to read your comments. May your ancestors and spirit guides be with you at every crossroads, and I'll see you next time.